Okay, this is just a quick video looking at the Olliter version of their software. So Olliter is an SDR company from Italy which produce very nice looking gear, I have to say. And they also include for download a piece of software called OL Master. And a couple of friends of mine have contacted them to ask for the source code, because according to all the documentation and everything on their website, it is based on OpenHPSDR, which is open source, as you know, covered under the GNU 2 license conditions, and as such, the source code should be made available to anybody that requests it. However, that can be put behind the requirement to actually purchase the hardware that the software relates to. So you can't just, request it if you don't own the hardware. So to obtain the software, you really have to spend 5,000 euros on their radio to get the source code. So that's the first thing, which is goes against the grain in my opinion, because OpenHPSDR and Thetis, that obviously Thetis is based on OpenHPSDR, everything's open source and the source code is available on GitHub even if you don't own a radio. And consequently, it has been used to develop this radio and OpenHPSDR, and it's been, according to Olliter, is the only thing they've used. They haven't used Thetis, and I can provide an email which somebody forwarded to me, that they went and asked Olliter whether or not Olliter used Thetis, and Olliter have said definitely no. However, OpenHPSDR and Thetis is open to everybody, whether or not you own the hardware or not, and it has led to, the software being developed and worked on for the Hermes Lite 2, which is great. But if Anand or whoever took the decision to close it off, then those sort of things wouldn't happen. So anyway, that aside, I want to look at some things that I've found in their documentation and their videos, which lead me to believe that they have used Thetis against what they have said. So that they have categorically said, and I've got this documented, that they have not used Thetis. So I started working on the Thetis in, just as a hobby sort of thing, at the end of November 2019. I purchased my Anan middle of that year, and this is just before then, so I didn't know what Thetis was at that point. This is version 267 from the 29th of April 2019, and as you can see, the S-meter reading in the display tab doesn't have dBm reading or microvolts or anything, and I added that later on that year. However, if you look at their software, and I just find where I've actually got that located on my computer here. So this is their manual for OL Master, and as you can see, the display tab, and we can put it alongside the old Thetis display tab. So this is Thetis 2019, and you can see that there's no S-unit microvolt or anything there. You've got the FPS, you've got the scope time and all this sort of stuff, scope mode, and it's definitely based off this software. So however, they've got those things added. Now, if I bring up the new version of Thetis, so this is obviously after I started working on it, and lo and behold, display tab, there we go. It's there. So that's the one thing, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Olliter just wanted to add this in, so didn't take my code and just put it in there. However, there is one thing which is kind of odd. If we look at the old version of Thetis and we go into the audio tab, so this is before I started working on it, and that's all that's in that area. If we look at the new version of Thetis, then let's just minimize that out the way, bring up the new version of Thetis, and we look in the audio tab. You can see that it's got this extra stuff in here. And the one thing of important note is ring buffer. And when I coded this, I thought to myself, hang on, I've missed out a space there. I've put a capital B, but I haven't put a space, you know, separated the words ring and buffer. And I thought to myself at the time, oh, I'll go back and do that, but I never did. So it's like an Easter egg. It's in there, and I know it's in there, and it's mine. You know, I coded it up. However, if you look at one of their videos, unfortunately it's not in their manual that I could find anyway. If you look at one of their videos for OL Master, lo and behold, it's got this ring buffer exactly the same way that I formatted it. And they have categorically said that they have not used Thetis in their development. Well, I beg to differ. The odds on them doing exactly the same thing that I did is extremely low. There is a possibility that they did, but I don't believe that would have happened. So there we are. That's my concerns over it, and I'm just putting this video out there in the off chance that somebody has bought one of their radios and obtained the software from them. And if you bought one and haven't asked for the software, then please do and forward it on to me. If you could, my email is over on QRZ, Mike Whiskey 0 Lima Golf Echo. Of course, if they put you under an NDA, which they potentially might, for the source, then it's up to you whether or not you want to violate that, but there we are. Okay, anyway, there's some thoughts on that. I also add they've never reached out to me. I don't know if they've reached out to any of the other team, you know, Warren, who developed WDSP, because I'm sure they use that as well. So I don't know. So there we are. Okay, cheers for watching.